Okay then. Well, feel free to move your token Thiveron to the next node.
Node ho.
Right. As you arrive in the area, it seems to be an almost, well, grand affair. It's like a welcoming place. You see works of art hanging down from wires. You see bits and pieces here and there of sculpture art, of also a diorama of the island. But
There's
you
also a torture device sitting in the corner, just chilling.
I'd like
you
to
do
imagine.
see.
I'd like to imagine that everything is a torture device with these guys. Like, oh, you have an automatic door opener that's connected to something that hurts you. Oh, you have a can opener that's connected to something that hurts you. Everything has to hurt you.
There's some tourist viewing binoculars, but the binoculars, like the eye rests, are razor blades.
Here's this medical kit that when you open it, it smashes your head in.
Yep, it's very standard.
I see that, but you do look around the area, all the art, but there is one piece of art that is not actually a piece of art. It seems like some sort of metallic creature has been embedded into a wall, almost like it was forced to be embedded into a wall. And this is a creature, you see the blood scattered around it as it's clearly dead, it's unmoving, but this is the creature you see.
Oh,
More of those puppies.
Brian, we fought these things before. Things just got very serious.
Oh, okay. Are these like the cultists'
They
evil
can summon
minion pets?
from the ground. They don't even need them with them. They just call them out with their infernal rituals.
Oh yeah, now I remember. That guy that we chased down and then I drop kicked into the water. Aiden says, don't
They're
worry.
about to get very weird.
Now that we know what we're dealing with, we're gonna be a lot more well prepared to handle this situation. He says in a serious voice as he's in his swim trunks and no shoes.
Everybody, weapons out. We should all be armored. We should all be wary. Aiden, your ridiculous outfit, please stay between all of us.
Relax, it's fine. I can handle it.
As you are standing there and talking about this, you do hear what sounds like voices coming from, from the right side of this area.
I'm going to touch Aiden's weapon and give it whoop, I think I just did it way too many times. Supercharge.
Attack's weapon. If next attack hits, provided deals 46 additional damage.
That's for one turn. Are you sure you want to use it now?
It's just a spell slot. It's prepped for your next attack whenever you use it.
Provided it is made before the end of the next
Into the
round.
next round. Yeah, so you're better self-saving that, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang. I hope I
Otherwise, that would have been awesome.
It's fine, don't worry.
Tell you
That's
what.
kind of
Well, I mean,
awesome.
if we're gonna take like a surprise round and you want to like precast it right before we do, that'd be the best.
Yeah. Check it out. This is the combo. Next time I go out sniping, you can be my spotter, and just before I take the shot, you just supercharge the shot and we just destroy a tank or something.
Just-
yeah.
Can we, like,
Well,
stealth
this
check
spell
or-
is why I wanted a whole bunch of crystals so that I could just enchant them with this, and then you guys could just supercharge your shit.
That's awesome. Do you want to roll perception to run? Because I would say your hearing is
Yes.
more sensitive than normal. Anybody else would probably have to sneak closer in order to hear anything.
Why?
I'll try to sneak closer since infiltration is my specialty.
Thiveron.
So this has been a very Thiveron heavy episode, but I keep failing check after check after check.
You've passed a lot of checks. This is like the only one you failed. Don't worry. But-
Should I try to roll stealth to get closer?
You may. Let me try.
Okay, luckily I removed the flip-flops. See? Tactical.
Thiveron, you tried hearing the guards, but the clap of Aiden's feet is distracting you. Just pat, 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 pat. As Aiden, you do sneak closer, and you see essentially two cultists standing before one another.
I'm going to use sign language to convey to the guys behind me, apart from Thiveron, because he has no idea what's happening. He can't see that there's two enemies in front of us.
Actually, they're behind you, essentially. Your way's going this direction,
Oh.
they're there.
Yeah.
So you snuck off a little bit here to hear what they're saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them that I see two enemies.
Yeah,
with
just so
sign
you know
language.
what these guys look like, that bottom,
Down at the bottom? Oh, okay.
and that's what they look like.
Does it look like they have some kind of communication device?
You can't tell. You see them like chatting next to each other. It's like, the Grand Patriarch is not following with his task. We should trust him. After all, he knows why we are here. He will not do something foolish. If he says that is what he wants, then we do so. But the voices were clearly not, do you wish to enter the pain engine? You see the other one like almost slink away. Like he does. The other one like walks towards the basin. He does not like want to talk about that anymore.
Oh, as soon as they start splitting up, I'm gonna get into position on this boy.
Would you roll me stealth, please?
Yes! Here we go. Oh boy, here I go killing again.
That's plus 10. So yeah, basically this guy is just like mumbling as he starts to head towards like the art exhibits here.
I'm going to grab some of the debris or something that has fallen loose and check it over here slightly. Tap, 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 tap.
Let me see. Is he foolish enough to? And he got a 2. Yeah, see, it's oh, what's that?
Yoink!
So as soon as he turns here, he's like, huh? What was that noise? And
And I
then
grab
as soon as he
him.
turns, okay, make an attack roll if you go up.
Yes. First of all...
Prava, did you want to take a shot at the other one, or this one he's attacking?
No, because it was specifically if Aiden was detected. so-
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna, now that Aiden's got this guy subdued, I am gonna approach and try and like sneak up to about here without getting noticed by the other guy.
Alright, roll me stealth. Okay, so Aiden, you gonna make your
Right.
attack, or?
first of all, trick attack. So that's a 41.
Mm-hmm.
And here comes the attack. I'm gonna flat foot him, first of all, so he's at a -2.
So,
And 17 to grab him with the garrote wire.
17 with -2 in armor, that does hit.
Okay, so instead of trying to hurt him or kill him, I'm just gonna quietly subdue him and try to drag him over here in cover.
Alright. As he takes 10 damage, as you're dragging him across, Prava, you do accidentally, as you're coming up to this corner, which you're gonna have to place yourself. As you're coming up to this corner, you put your hand on the small bit of glass, and a bit of this mountain top, like of a tiny bit of a tree, just gets knocked down. And you hear, huh?
Uh-oh.
What's that? I think okay, and you like he's kicking his legs.
Okay, so that guy could see him kicking his legs.
No. You can hear it though.
Okay, I'm gonna wait for him to get a little bit closer, and then I'm gonna jump out and try and grab him with gravity hold.
I'm gonna lean towards Prava and whisper, Prava, careful,
Okay,
he
now.
might have a communication device.
Make a fortitude save, that guy. 18 now, not just 17. Haha.
Oh, that reached. Oh.
One point makes all the difference.
No, that even I didn't include his bonuses, but even with his bonuses, he didn't make it. He just like, doosh, gah, he's lifted up.
I'm just gonna drag him to here, and then just leave him stuck against the wall.
So yeah, you basically put him against the basin wall, but you see his hand coming up, trying to get out something out his ear.
Oh,
Kuzon, communication block, quick!
I want to use. I'm just gonna come around the corner, and I think I can use my engineer feature to just interfere with his technological devices, right? Cause it to malfunction for a round.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna do that, and then I'm just gonna rush him down and like grab his rabbit off his ear and just like whatever it is he was reaching for and just yank it off.
Well, I think you're gonna have to use engineering to interrupt this thing first. See if you do, because you can always fail.
Let me just double check because it's a I think I can do a second. It's overload. As standard action, you cannot short an electrical device, including most ranged weapons, melee weapons, blah blah. Makes the device non-functional for 1 round. If you overload an item or armor upgrade in someone's possession, they can attempt a reflex saving throw to negate the effect. So DC equals 10 plus half my mechanic level plus my intelligence. So that's 18. It's a DC 18 reflex save to avoid me like shorting out whatever it is for a round. It's not like a check. It's like they have to make.
They have to what?
They have to make a DC 18 reflex save if I target to overload something on their person.
Okay. Oh, he makes it.
Oh boy.
You see him still reaching up. If you want to go back to your original position, you could use your, because that was one attempt at it. You do have another thing. Is that an action or what?
As an action, because I'm using the overload. Oh, why isn't it said post the right thing? I was using the overload as a standard action to cause a shock device. So I guess then I can just try to hack it.
So yeah, you tried to, but you do have your cortex.
My move action, I can use the exo cortex for to hack something as well.
So you do have another chance to do something.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. See, if you didn't have that cortex thing, you see him like lift up his hand, he claws at it, and it's like he presses on it, and some reason he gets jazz. He's like,
I just make jazz music play through it. Like I just connect it briefly to like the ship's radio.
Right, I think you've properly locked these guys down, and so I'm following with the rules that Joe provided and talked to me about before, which is these guys are probably not a threat to you since you've managed to lock them down pretty effectively. So we're in RP time now.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk up to this guy and I'm gonna create hard light handcuffs around his wrists so I can just let him go from my psychic connection.
I'm gonna drag this boy over here. I'm not trying to kill him or choke him out. I'm just, trying to subdue him and secure him as well.
That guy's still trying to fight you. He's like,
I'm gonna put a knife to his throat. Chillax, bro. You don't wanna die like this to a man in shorts.
he's still fighting you. This dude though is like pretty much his handcuffs hands in his lap. This guy though is actively trying to kick at like Thiveron as he's turned away. He's like, he's almost foaming at the mouth.
Don't worry, he'll tire himself out eventually. By the way, at this point I've decloaked.
Thiveron will put his foot onto the guy's chest and pin him down and put his spear to his throat and say, "I'm looking for a priest of Talavet. Where is he?"
Go to hell, dog of Talavet.
Perhaps your friend would be more willing to talk, considering he seems to be very iffy about this entire situation. Specifically, if he sees us pop both of your kneecaps and watching you scream like a little girl.
He'd probably enjoy that.
To go out in such a way would be amazing.
We should give him painless death.
Yes, we could freeze him. In fact, I believe that you feel quite warm and cozy before you eventually slip off into the night.
Do you guys remember the last pain junkie that we beat up? We sent him to the best medical facility in the galaxy.
Yeah.
And taken care of.
Give him the most comfy cell. It's like, no. But you do see, as he's still resisting, the other ones looking up towards you two, Kuzon and Prava.
I'm just gonna pluck the communicator device from his ear and take a look at it.
It seems a standard communicator.
You're a Zon-Cathan cultist, right? But you seem different from the others.
Cultist.
I'm sorry, you're of the priesthood of Zon-Kathon, is that correct?
Correct.
But you seem different. That one over there, look at him struggling, eager to cause suffering for himself. But you're coming quiet. Why?
Like all religions are a different sects. But it's not that I don't believe in the same thing he does. Life is suffering, and as it should be. But it does
Yeah,
not mean
it's
I
called
agree.
the teenager emo phase. Get over it.
And it does not mean that I agree with what's happening here. We were told by our guard directly to arrive here, to collect what was needed, to shatter the pale glass. But our head priest has been acting weirdly. That
You
made
said
us-
shatter the pale glass. Where is that and what is that?
We don't know. Well, I don't know. Possible that our leader may know, but he's after something else. Some sort of artifact. Kept talking about how it's here, and it wants him to find it. From what I know, in the pictures and the archives he showed, it was some sort of black metallic artifact.
Maybe if you were to tell us where he was at, we could correct him for you.
I don't know where he is currently, but apparently he's within the research tower. It's the second tower next to the main one.
I don't know. I think I'll take Thiveron's goddess that likes to be told all the nearby gossip over guys that think inflicting pain on each other is a nice way to, you know, spend their time.
No, he is correct. There are many varied sects and cults dedicated to Talavet. In fact, many undeveloped races worship Talavet in other forms as a way to preserve their traditions and their stories and their order of law.
Carving pictures on bones, all such things. It can be many things. But
you
we're not
religious-
here to talk about Televat.
You religious people are so cheery.
Thank you.
What happens if we? I don't have to leave you tied up to a lamppost or anything here. You just gonna? We let you go, you just gonna walk out of here?
I cannot leave. I must accomplish my god's goal. But I could stand with you against the head priest.
What do you guys think?
We're here to save a life. We're not really interested in your power struggle.
But I have a feeling that dealing with a head priest would help you save that life that you desire.
Thiveron, since you're the religious type, you know best. Like, do you really think that's a good idea?
What, bringing him with us? Of course not.
I mean,
I
look, if we
couldn't.
bring him with us, we can monitor him. If we let him go, he can go rat in us right away. I think beside us is the safest place we can have an enemy.
I could make a bond if you desire. It is a thing that my God can do to bind my heart in death in my word.
I feel like that I'd rather keep an eye on somebody like this, but he might have some insight as to any weird occult stuff that we run into.
Tyron will step forward and say, "You will do that. You will bond to your god. And the
So be
conditions
it.
of that contract will be, you will give your life to deliver the priest Algarian from this place to our custody safely and alive. Otherwise, your life will be forfeit. And if your god does not take it, I will take it."
Then the contract will be, I will accomplish my God's goals, but no harm will come to Algarian. How is that?
How about you also specify that no harm comes to the five of us and any of our companions within and without this facility?
So be it. Though I cannot say others won't try to, so I will say I will not harm you.
Yeah, that's all I can ask for.
I've got
Or through
you.
inaction, cause us to come to harm.
He holds up his arms so you can get rid of the cuffs.
Oh yeah, I just dispelled them.
As you do that, he straightens out his hand and literally digs it into his own chest, and pulls it out for a moment, and you can see what appears to almost been a chain tattoo appear up his chest up to his neck. A bond is forged.
I've got a real bad feeling about all this.
Excellent. Now, what about you?
The other just steps over here towards he will not take the same offer.
I knocked this boy out.
I don't like to make a mess if I don't have to.
Yeah, we have different philosophies from these people. We're not here to cause pain and death. We're here to minimize the suffering and to power through the suffering that we can't avoid.
Okay, Prava, you don't have to insult his religion to his face.
No, I think he fundamentally agrees with me. He's not like this sect.
I can tell you of what we discovered about this place, but for now, shall we move on?
Before we do, I'm gonna grab the communicator off of the red guy and I'm gonna put it on my ears and see if I can maybe pick up on something the others are chatting about.
Okay.
I'm just gonna keep it on just in case I get some kind of transmission or something.
And then we find out that their communicator communicates by stabbing you in the eardrum and conducting vibration.
You take 3 damage as the communicator bites you.
Motherfucker! Is it gonna keep doing that, by the way?
It will
Every
keep
time you
doing
get
it
a
every
call.
hour or so.
Fuck it, I'll keep it for an hour and when I see it's getting hungry and ready for another nip, I'm just gonna break it. Okay, so that's 3 damage.
So you now have a communicator, and you have a way forward.
2 ways. We have 2 ways we can go.
True. You have 2 ways you can go. Just
To
mobile
be
ways.
fair, we have the exact amount of room to cover, so there's no point going through the danger area.
But what if there's better things in the danger area?
Danger means
There's-
loot. Like, what do you?
Yeah.
I mean,
True, you
all I
haven't
remember is...
discovered what these nodes even mean. Essentially, these nodes are only guiding you. You haven't looked up anything that can
If the
tell you what those do.
If the cruise ship is anything to go by, every time we enter an orange area, bad things happen and there's no loot.
Can we put Noelle in the system?
This isn't a ship. I'm not sure if it's got a computer system that covers the whole thing. Does it?
Well, most
is-
modern buildings have a computer system.
Yeah.
Oh, luckily I've always got her with me on my watch, so if there's some computer somewhere nearby, I can try to upload her.
You hear a small bleep from your communicator.
Do we want to be injecting our daughter in strange systems? We don't know what kind of diseases she could pick up from this.
Hey, that's how kids strengthen their immunity. You just throw them in a vat of toxic waste and they come out strong with stronger immunities. That's how it works.
Yeah,
Maybe
she
on-
doesn't ever interact with any other computer system. She'll never know.
You see a small little few words on screen saying, "I'm in."
Perfect. She's picking up on the memes. Good girl.
She's currently inside the system. From her location, she can tell you several things about the next couple nodes that you're going to be able to get to. Number 1, the node behind you was essentially a museum of sorts. It showed off, some art pieces and the like. The place you're in right now is general reception for the area, waiting area where people have to chill out, go and get food, and wait until their appointments happen. According to the documentation, she can log on that this down here is the farming hydroponics area. She can also say that this is the administrative building area. So in other words, this is where you go wherever you need to go through transportation. This area, however, is apparently marked as a Purification Lab.
Okay. Don't like the sound of that.
Huh. Art museum, you say? I wonder if there's any expensive artwork there on display.
If you want to rob the art museum, we can do that after we find Thiveron's master.
I know. I'm just curious. Well, what's the quickest way to the top?
She would mention that it would probably be through here to here.
Oh,
because if you go down here, it's a much larger area since it's like almost like quite large that you have to go all the way through and all the way up.
There you have it. For the Purification Lab we go. I'm assuming that's where they purify water or stuff or something. Maybe air? Whatever. Let's get
Or
going.
intruders. I mean, sure, though, it's the fastest way. We're in a rush. I'm sure we can handle whatever risks are there.
Oh, it's up to you if you want to take the legendary area or you want to go for fast area.
Thiveron
Let's go
mentioned he
fast.
wants the quickest way, and I agree. We've got a man in trouble, so let's pick up the pace.
Alright, Noel's going to stay in the system for now, and you're going to be moving up towards the labs. Let's have a look.
Let's hope there's not any big blockades on the way. We still don't know why that area is orange.
As you're heading through the corridor, you see marks across the area, almost like cut marks. You see signs of blood further in.
Hey, Thiveron, quick note about these cultists. Do they have a rich history of vandalizing places?
The places themselves, no. Normally, their magics will do that for them.
Did we see any creatures capable of this? And he points to one of the big gashes in the wall.
I mean, yeah, we've seen several pain engines, haven't we? They're pretty big. They're pretty scary.
Can I, like, kind of quiet my senses and listen and smell to see if there's anybody still in here?
Yes, you may. Perception. And as you sniff the air again, you smell oil? Machinery, that's what you smell.
Believe whatever created this mess might not be organic.
And yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye out for traps, anything more basic like tripwires or maybe some, you know, interesting bouquets ready to drop.
Roll me perception.
Oh.
Suddenly you hear the sound of machines dropping, like... You hear this as well, Thiveron. The smell of burning once more, well, comes back, as in the darkness of the hallway you see a bright pinpoint light starting to form. Those of you who went with Thiveron, please roll me a reflex save.
Sounds about right.
Not Thiveron himself? Okay, good.
No, you too. Those of you who rolled, basically, let's see.
Why?
Okay. However, Thiveron, you did get +2, but said that won't be enough with 10.
Through my powers of rock and roll rebellion, can I re-roll with a real instead of a reflex?
Can I just rebel against it? That's important. As you stand there, suddenly a thin blue beam dances across the hallway like and slices across the area. Prava, you barely managed to duck under it. Like, your antenna are almost cut by it. Aiden, you basically just lean back from it as it goes across, but Thiveron, it slices across your arm, cutting into your armor as it deals 6 damage to you. Prava, you take 3 damage as it barely grazes you. At the end of the hallway, you see a turret hanging down from the top of the roof.
Is there something I can take cover behind?
Yes, there's some things in the middle of the hallway. You see,
I take cover.
you basically see like planters just off to the side. It seems to be rocking back and forth slowly.
All right, the thing seems to lose attention quick. Doesn't seem to have any heat sensors. Maybe it's motion based. Is there anything nearby I can throw to see if it like?
I was about to say, like, telekinetic projectile something into its way.
There's basically in the small waterways, like right beside you, there's some rocks in them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna lift a rock out telekinetically and just yeet it into the path ahead of me.
As Prava's getting ready to do that, I want to prepare my sniper for a shot at the turret.
Go ahead and take your shot as the turret basically aims towards a rock, and you see the beam following it as it's thrown. It's like...
Boom!
Also roll me reflex.
Okay.
You take 5 damage as it basically the round hits it, it jerks up, but then spots you moving and cuts along the area, slicing into your unarmored body.
Okay, it seems to be motion based. I think I have a plan forming.
Squishy, unarmored body.
I should make you take double damage. There's no rules with that, so you
What?
take
You've
it
never
with
seen
your
a man
part.
without armor? So,
Alright.
with 18, did I manage to hit the turret?
You did.
What did the bullet do to it?
You see it jittering a little bit and sparking. It did seem to do damage.
Ryan, you're tech based. Can you get a look at this thing and see if you can find any sort of sensor or receptor?
Yeah, sure. I'll give it a look. What do I guess
Essentially, as you're looking towards this thing, you see what seems to be a small cluster or camera that's basically going across the area, and it seems to be reacting to any sort of slight movement.
Okay, so it seems to be based on cameras. It has a set of cameras that is scanning and using to detect the motion. Alrighty then. I'm going to make a holographic image. And have it be the distraction while we fucking blaze it.
It's perfect.
Ah, perfect.
I ready in action to shoot when the hologram goes out.
I'm gonna have a hologram of like something running like very sporadically. It's gonna be an image of Bryn just like dodging, weaving, ducking very sporadically all over the place.
Doing amazing feats of acrobatics you could never actually do in real life, just to look real cool.
Oh wow, you can make you can make it from far away as well. Okay, so essentially, as these like Naruto clones form and start dashing out, those of you who can take a shot shall take it. Brian, you're currently concentrating on basically your holograms. Oh wow! Some people are rolling like almost max damage. Thiveron, did you want to take a shot as well?
Yeah, I guess I'll throw my spear at it
Fucking yeah!
if it's in range for that.
Poison cloud it.
Okay, I could just imagine now critical. Just... you also hit.
Did I hit? Whoa!
That's
Even
the first-
even with a -2, you hit from all that range.
2-1's good damage, so literally minimum damage.
Okay, so as you guys start opening fire, you see like your bullets and your like things are like grazing it as it's firing at all the clones being cut in half and gunned down as they drop to the ground and disappear. But then this spear just impales through to it and impales it to the wall just above the door to the lab. You see it like
Thiveron's gonna step out from cover, snap his fingers to retrieve his spear. Just stand under his breath, no turret will stop me. And then continue moving. Extra cheese.
Thiveron is serious. By the way, you see the priest come up towards you guys at this point. It's like, good job dealing with them.
Yeah, really appreciate all the help there, buddy.
You should have asked. However, I did notice something. Where are the bodies of my fellow cultists?
From my experience, probably strapped to some torture device somewhere.
Oh, Ethan, you do
Strange.
look like the type of people that would enjoy a little cannibalism.
Did you guys set up that turret, or was that the base's turret? Because that looked like a disintegrator to me. Looked like a...
You'd see him like kneeling down and rubbing some of the blood. It's like, and like licking it a bit. He's like, no, this is our blood. I suspect this is part of this place's defenses. Weird. This place is meant to be a peaceful place.
You only get to be peaceful by having the biggest gun.
And with that, you start moving up towards the door of the lab, which is ceremoniously jammed, but I will say right now, you could already see what's jamming it. It seems to be some sort of like nail or bolt. You could probably just shear through and open.
Kuzon can do that.
Sounds too easy.
Well, if Kuzon's gonna use his beautiful laser drill, then he is more than happy to.
Yeah, simple solution, simple answer.
I'm gonna quickly
Good at
just
the
again
doors
check for
with
traps,
real
make sure
locks.
they haven't set up something nasty as soon as we try to get through that door.
Oh,
Hmm.
since Thiveron can't check through the door, Bryn's gonna listen to see, like, is there anything on the other side? Is there like a computer panel?
Perception.
Perception. Oh no. Whoop. No.
You do not sense like Prava doesn't sense any mines on the other side. Not from where you are, at least.
I check for trips.
And as Kuzon's like shearing the bolt that's holding the door, I suppose Aiden and Thiveron checking for traps as well.
Yep.
All right. Well, with perception as well.
Did you want me to do the check and then you aid, or I think my
I
perception
don't mind either way.
higher?
I have a plus 15, so up to you, man.
Oh, we're exactly the same, so I'll just aid you.
No, all right then.
Aiden likes checking
That's
for traps because
26.
that's how he lost most of his friends.
Oh yeah, that's true. You did lose most. Or did you?
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
That's
that's
fine.
It's like, did you, Aiden? Right. As you enter into the lab, you see like there's several consoles around. The door is on the other side. The main area, you have a large console to your right, but there are two tanks. One on the left seems to be empty, but one in the middle, that seems to contain... Hang on a minute. It seems to contain something that does not want to come out. How dare it.
Whatever it is, I'm relieved, because when you said tanks, I assumed, oh shit, literally they're gonna blow us up.
Is that a living sword? What is that?
There seems to be something floating within the containment tank in the middle.
So get a closer look, guys. Nothing can go wrong. My sense of mind.
Detect magic.
If you use detect magic, there is magic coming from this, what's inside the tank. And if you want to...
Identify.
Well, let's see. It's going to be hard without touching the blade. And by the way, what you're seeing is this.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Seems to be floating in the air.
There's like two pieces. So one part's just like a straight blade, like a sword, but is the other piece like a gauntlet or just like a floating ornament or like what?
It looks like some sort of gauntlet that was somebody's hand.
Okay, so my attempt to cast Identify is me looking around for anything that might just tell me what it is.
Is there like a plaque or?
There is a console beside the thing.
Yeah, a plaque. Perfect.
I'm going to inspect the rest of the room just for any dangers while they inspect the sword.
Mm-hmm. If you go to the console, you see that it's a little bit messed up, but it is somewhat intact. There you get the name and also...
This is called the Blathorn. It's a shimmering blade that bears barely visible cracks along its surface. The gauntlet is part of the weapon itself, and when wielded, will appear on the hand of the user according to the interface. Cool
Yes.
sword. It's a cool sword, guys.
It says purification process, and it says 50%.
What's it mean by purification process? What's
Does
it
it
doing?
say like, yeah, what's the dross that it's trying to purify?
It says purification process at 50%. Please refer to report 0.51 according to the administrators.
Yes.
So even if we can't figure out what it's being purified for, can we like find out what the purification process entails? Maybe that's gonna give us some clues of what's happening to it.
Apparently, oh yeah, you can actually. That is a good point. If you go into the thing, apparently it's something to do with spirit extraction.
Well,
This isn't some kind of shit that consumes souls, is it?
No, they might have like a spirit inside of it that's giving it the magic.
so this is suddenly a prisoner now. This thing's in danger. This poor creature.
Prava, I don't think that's how it works.
If I detect magic, can I like sense what school of magic this thing is?
Oh, you mean the
The sword, the Blathorn.
before?
Thiveron's already using detect magic, so
Apparently, there is traces of necromancy and conjuration.
No, guys, we come back for it after.
anyway,
We need
yeah,
to
let's
be
be on our
safe.
way.
We have their man peril, and she's like specifically trying not to look at it.
We have to save
Look at
Thiveron's master. We'll worry about spooky blades later.
The blade was coming with us no matter. Oh, but what if something happens?
Prava starts to like walk forward with Thiveron and Aiden and just kind of telekinetically urges Bryn like, you know, if you want to grab it, I won't say nothing.
That's all the approval she needs. She's grabbing. After all that,
You would literally need to use the console to basically open up the glass container or break the glass. You people are drawn to shiny objects. The cultist priest says.
Speaking of the cultist asshole that's following us, and I don't understand why we didn't kill him or knock him out. Why did your people like leave this behind? Why didn't they just take it?
I think the turret stopped them, and it is not part of our mission.
Of course.
Kind of fits our aesthetic, but it like way more fits your guys' aesthetic. So I'm sure your boys would be all over this if they saw it. Look how
Perhaps.
look at the hook on it. That could bleed you for days.
We prefer weapons that cause maximum pain.
Oh, of course you do.
He holds
Gross.
he holds up both his gauntlets, and it's like he flexes them a little, and a little bit of poison comes out from the tips.
I know I was the one standing up for this guy earlier, but not into that. Not into that a bit.
So, Brian, you have successfully opened the console. You see the water drain out and the blade slowly sink down and stab into the metal below, and the gauntlet basically rests on the ground as well.
okay. I grab it.
Roll me willpower.
Oh boy.
I knew she was picking up the thing, so can I like assist her with helpful telepath? Just like
Willpower. Is that just a will save?
I guess I would
Will save, yeah. So as you are trying to reach for a blade, it's not the blade itself that actually does anything. Your mask, it literally feels like your neck twists a bit as it pulls away from the blade and like pulls you physically away, like and onto the ground.
Brian, are you okay back there?
Brian, stop messing around.
That so the mask made it so that I couldn't pick it up.
Yeah, it does. It seems to not want you to pick it up.
Okay, all right. Yeah, there's something weird. Yeah, you're right. We should go. I'm sorry.
Well, so much for the purification process, I guess.
I could put it back up.
Can you?
Oh.
It was actually
Probably.
paused 15 days ago, so if you want to continue the purification process a little bit while you're gone.
Sure, I can start that back up.
If you're going to keep moving, then there is a... you see like a platform with a small device on it. Seems to be some sort of, well, teleporter device.
Okay. Teleport device, like a pedestal or like a...
It's like a platform with a small console beside it.
The check console.
The console is a basic elevator floor choosing thing. So you got a couple buttons to choose from.
Wait, so they use teleportation as an elevator?
It seems that way.
Is that a normal thing?
No,
No, that's.
it's definitely not normal.
Technology before. This is kind of stuff that that Aiden's mom likes to use. So
Scare cultist man who I definitely remember the name of. What floor would they be conceivably keeping Thiveron's master, who I definitely also remember the name of?
I would not know. You know his location better than I do.
Cal's been teaching me about supervillain mindset, and he said the evil villains are always at the top of the tower.
That would be a fine guess. But there is just some. By the way, as he's about to speak, let's get this. Since I can't use a map. Oh, sorry, it's thrown me off a little bit. I'm gonna get rid of this a second. But yeah, the priest is like talking. He's like, yes, the top of the tower is most likely the most logical location. And just as he's finishing up what he's about to say, you suddenly see this bit, like, you hear metal land, and he's like, "Good!" As this thing comes up behind him, grabs him, and puts what seems to be a scrap axe to his neck. By the way, if you're wondering what he looks like,
Hold on now. You're being awfully rough with our prisoner there.
that's what he looks like.
Oh no, the priest is gonna get murdered.
Hey now, friend. Much to hate to say it, that goon's under our protection.
As you do that, you see another drop down from his ceiling, basically near you. So, yes, I believe that your roaming around the premises has gone on long enough.
Wait.
Your disturbing practices end now.
We are looking for somebody. We are not leaving until they are found and recovered.
I've seen all what you people have done to this place. I do not know what happened to the occupants. But I promise you. And he, by the way, I forgot to show him off. He looks like this.
I'm gonna raise a hand. Buddy, take a closer look. Are you blind? Do we look like cultists? And I show him my swim shorts.
He's looking towards you for a moment. Then he looks over to one that's gotten captured. Roll me persuasion.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give you like super bonuses for the fact you're wearing swim shorts.
Of course you will.
Yeah,
let's see.
those swim shorts make look like a masochist. Like,
Wait, there's no persuasion. What am I rolling? Diplomacy?
Diplomacy, sorry. God, I keep mixing up. Sorry.
Oh, look at that!
And he's like, I suppose you are not exactly dressed. I suppose hostages does not become a knight. And he like waves off, and this guy just grunts and drops this dude. He's like,
Now, with all due respect, I produce a symbol of Talbot. We are not here to reactivate this facility. We are not here to interfere with whatever it is you may be doing here. We are only here to recover somebody.
well then. If you're after him, he took refuge at the top of the tower. We have been defending the lady's home. So I do not know if he's still there or not, but it is a good guess.
the lady? What lady?
The lady. The Eternal Rose.
Religion check. Not religion, mysticism.
Yes,
It's
mysticism.
not Pathfinders, Joe.
I know, right? Ooh, with all the evidence that you've gathered up, I would say you would know that he's clearly talking about Shaylin, a presumably small-time god these days.
Well, that's offensive.
compared
Well,
to all
she's-
the other gods.
She's considered one of the lost gods.
Thiveron will say, I have a great respect for the Eternal Rose, the goddess Shalem. I do not intend to besmirch anything that you are working on here in her name. We are priests of Talavet, and we pride ourselves on leaving well enough alone if we can manage.
Well, I suppose that is acceptable. You have a big one like grunt. It's like, yeah, do not worry. I think they are telling the truth. After all, honor above all things and all that. Well, work is a big word. The priests that used to come here were the ones that used to work, but we do not know where they have gone.
How long have they been gone for?
At least 15 days or so.
Checks out.
When did these the weird guys, cultist guys, show up?
Only about a day or so ago.
Okay.
Considering that purification process for the blaze was stopped about 15 days ago, it checks out. Though if the cultists have been here for a day, that begs the question, like, what happened before the cultists came?
Alright, well, thank you for the help and the information. Do you have a communicator with you? I could give you my number, and if something goes wrong and you guys need help while we're still in the building.
Of course, call us whenever you want. After all, it is the paladin's job to uphold his chivalry and defend those that need defending. And he like hands off his communicator ping. Like pings your communicator.
Aiden is suddenly super glad he never mentioned that he's a mercenary. He'd probably not like that.
He's basically standing proudly.
That's what Thiveron led with, we are priests of Talavet.
Well then, fellow priests, I suggest you move on. We will continue our investigation of the missing people of this temple.
Yes, priests. Right. Aiden flexes a little bit. The priest of gains.
Gains. So, are you activating the portal?
All the way to the top, baby.
Yep.
Ash,
All
how
the
tall
way.
is this building if somebody wants to take the staircase?
If you want to take the staircase, it would take you about an hour at your speed.
Well, let me count the floors in the picture. 1, 2, 3.
I
Do
hate
you not like
portals.
teleportation?
I hate portals.
It's not a portal, it's a teleporter.
Same thing.
He grew up in a
Fancy.
house with portals. He's just being difficult.
Also, my mom's portals don't work like that. What the fuck is that shit? I don't trust anything that's glowing and wobbly. Why is it wobbly?
I don't know, but there's stars in it, so I trust it.
It just jumps the fuck in.
I mean, we've jumped into scarier looking things, so it should be fine.
So, if you do enter, you see the two quote-unquote paladins waving you guys off.
You didn't make a single sense motive check during that conversation. Yeah.
Of course, why would you
Shit.
be lying?
I know. I never do that. I always trust all the NPCs that face.
It's
Now, since you took the teleporter, you can skip the next node and go straight to the top if you desire.
Yes.
To the top.
Now, because you said that, let's sense mode of the elevator.
Haha!
Does the elevator, like, do I trust it? Is it trustworthy? Right. So, as you peer not that far off, you see like a desk waiting for you. Almost as it's like, oh, there's meant to be a receptionist here, but you can see, like, weirdly enough, a hot cup of coffee resting on the desk.
I was gonna say I wanna take the coffee mug.
As you pick it up, it smells divine.
Sip, sip, sip.
Just immediately.
Wait, no, I had done sense motive on the coffee.
It just trusts coffee. What are you doing?
Dude, do you know when was the last time I've had a decent cup of coffee? We've been stuck in space and this weird planet for like forever now.
as you down the cup of coffee.
No, I'm not downing it. I'm just taking a couple of sips. You can't down.
Oh,
coffee.
just a couple of sips. As you take a sip, it is so rich. It's probably one of the best cups of coffee I've ever had. It tastes like it's made from real coffee beans.
Oh my god. Thiveron, you gotta taste this. And I shove it in his mouth.
I don't drink coffee.
Hello, is anyone here? I'm sorry for my asshole friend.
There doesn't seem to be any response.
We going in, right, the boys? Just
I
barged in?
kick the door open.
Okay.
Aiden, as you roll me athletics.
Ooh, okay.
So Aiden, as you dive out the door, you kick it, and it bends inward, and you discover it's a sliding door. But you've already bent it, so you could probably just keep kicking it open.
I'm gonna take a few sips of my coffee. That's the good stuff. Bam!
Aiden, you have to always check if it's a push or a pull.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
So, as
It's
you bust
important
open
to-
the door, you see on the floor, on the desk, you see bits and pieces of like medical equipment scattered all around. You see, that's your master, Thiveron. As he's laying on the ground, you see heavy breathing, like.
I rush over and immediately start checking him to see if he's injured.
Roll me medicine if you wish to check on him.
I can't medicine. Oh wait, I can.
I think Kuzon's our medical boy. I think he's got the most medical knowledge.
Oh, I can pass med.
Hiya! Access the Akashic record. Making this check at +7. So 21.
21. Nice.
I am trained. Can I give him a +2?
You can try. You give him +2, and as you're checking him over, you see that it looks like he's been like ripped up a bit. Oh, hang on a minute. You got everybody.
It's a lot of blood that just appeared.
Oh, he's hidden
He
behind
was-
the door now. That's
He
my
was
fault.
holding it in until we saw him, and it's like he relaxed, and the blood immediately spilled out.
Yeah, it's just like pours out, like anime style. But you see him like laying on the ground, like breathing heavily. It seems like across his skin there are like tears and marks and bits of like blade and the like. He seems to have crawled his way up here.
Thiveron, still silent, is immediately going to cast Mystic Cure and heal him.
He starts to rise up a bit. He's like, what happened?
Master Algarian, are you okay?
He wipes his eyes that are still a bit like grey from the lack of blood and everything else. And he looks up and says, Thiveron, is that really you?
Talavet, the Eternal Rose has led me down your path. Did you really think you could get away for that long?
I see. So I was wrong after all. He's like, he almost sounds disappointed.
Wrong about what?
He smiles a moment, and then he looks up towards you and like offers out like a hand towards you to help him up.
I help him stand.
As he stands up, he coughs a bit and starts to wipe off his wounds with some cloth that he had before. It seems that I was wrong and foolish. I thought Talavat's message was for me to find this place, but I should have known it was for you.
Thiveron's going to wince a bit and say, what did you mean? What message?
I was told to come here. The Pale Mirror. We were told to... You have to
Prava,
go
you're-
to the Pale Mirror. Huh?
Prava's like, you look stable now. It's time for introductions. Just like, okay. Hi, I'm Prava. You must be like family to Thiveron. It's so exciting to...
Prava, hold on. I've still not been able to heal all of his wounds. It's still not a good time. Okay. Yes, these are my friends. They've helped me return the favor now that you gave to me many years ago.
I'm glad.
Now, I'm not sure exactly what this pale mirror is, but some things even the gods can wait for. And I'll help him over to somewhere where I can start actually activating my my once-a-day healing ability.
Ah, okay. So that's what you start doing? But as you're starting to heal him up, you hear him say, "The pale mirror, it's clearly connected to the last guard, Shaylin. Check the console. This is apparently somehow connected to maybe it's a shard of her, maybe it's a piece of her power that got stripped from her. It doesn't matter. But the point is that they made a mistake. It's protected against them, but if another guard's followers were to destroy it, then they could free it."
Thiveron is going to point to the others and point to the console.
I got the console to look.
And Thiveron says, "So I take it you were here defending this mirror."
He shakes his head. "I'm here to break it. Our guard wants Shaylin's power to be free." And Brian, you can roll computers if you want to start searching through the database. Along with a mirror, there was something else, another shard, but this shard is much worse. It's something not beyond the guards, but something deeper, darker. I don't know what it is, Thiveron. Thiveron,
I will heal you, and then we will all go investigate.
So, Brian, as you're looking through the console, what information are you searching for?
What's on the top of the tower? What that sword thing was? Not that Brian is particularly focused on that sword thing. But
right. So,
what happened 15 days ago? That kind of stuff.
Right. So apparently, like most records, stopped 15 days ago, but there is something. Emergency safeguards have been activated. And it says teleporting residents now. That is the last report.
Does it have like cords to where they were teleported to? What the threat was?
It does not, but the threat before was massive corruption detected.
I'm guessing Spooky Tower.
It is located within the tower next to yours, basically.
Okay.
It's like, basically, the tower itself was marked down as extremely dangerous, because apparently corruption started to flow from it. And according to the console, this is where they found a shard of what they call an old one.
Thiveron finishes healing him and says, "Well, I guess, even though the head priest is a threat, I believe that this may be a bigger one."
That's not the point. The head priest is after this shard. I think he's gone completely mad.
That has been confirmed by a guest we have taken on. In exchange for his life, he has bonded himself to Zankathan. He will not harm us or get in our way. You only wish to see the head priest corrected.
You hear from the door, it says, "That is correct. I promised that I would not get in your way on the way to your master. And I also promised I would not harm you." And as he says that, you see the door suddenly covered in what seems to be shimmering light. It seems to be some sort of shield. And as he steps off, "I must handle my head priest now."
I'm glitch stepping through.
He's immediately like running. If
No,
you step, if you get,
fucker! No, shit!
what do you want to do? Do you want to
I'm gonna Is there a console here that would allow me to unshield?
You see
the
that
thing?
this thing is a console. If you weren't clear, I know it doesn't look like one right now, but yeah, that's a console.
Okay, I'm gonna access that console.
You see right on the front it says "Panic Room activated."
Oh, I unactivate it.
It says "Can only be opened from within."
Oh, you guys have to click a button inside to open the panic room. The shield.
It's likely located on the console.
Prava, as you go on over, you do see a button.
Alright, get that tap.
All right then, and zoom.
Bastard.
Sip, sip, sip.
Put down the coffee, Aiden. We gotta work quick now.
How much coffee is in there? You've been drinking it forever. Stop
Hey, you gotta
nursing that
enjoy the
shit.
good stuff, alright? You can't just check it down.
It turns out that I did tell you about what he was doing wrong, Aiden, as soon as you said that you were watching it, but you didn't stop him.
Yeah, he was messing with the console.
Just so we're clear, Prava, where are we in the rush again?
They're in there messing with the artifact in the other tower.
If they are able to unleash whatever it is that the head priest is trying to unleash, I fear that there may be more than just whoever is left here and some robots that will be in danger.
This is
Fine.
something gods, if the gods fear it, then the pact fears it.
Oh, by the way, Brian, before you rushed out, I forgot to mention about, because you looked up information on the sword.
Oh yeah.
According to the console, this sword was a part of a project in order to imbue spirits into weaponry.
Does
Basically,
No, continue.
oh, it just says like volunteers, and it names like a bunch of really strange and long names, and then they like tried out the weaponry, and the one you search for, Bloodthorn, is apparently failure. It's one of the rare failures.
So they were taking living subjects and putting their spirits in weapons.
More like they were taking fey spirits and putting them into weapons.
And the purification process, I'm guessing, is removing the spirit from the weapon.
The purification process is apparently soothing the weapon, as of course it's a traumatic experience, and Fae are generally emotional beings. Apparently, this purification process basically calms the Fae within.
Yeah.
So, Thiveron, if you wanna go
sound.
mess with the cultists, what's the plan for your master? He's in no condition to come with us.
I'm coming with you. I'm healed enough.
I have healed him to the best of my ability. Algarian is no pushover.
Oh, is he not at full health yet?
I was only able to heal him for like 48 health total.
Oh, since
Really,
that
yeah.
process took 10 minutes, does that count as us having a short rest?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
So he's basically going to come with you. What's the plan on the map?
Well,
boop to boop.
if we
Nice, going
can't,
down.
if we can't infiltrate from outside, I guess the quickest route is through the danger area.
All right then.
I
Everybody
believe
move to
in a
it.
vision of what this entity could be. It's not not sure exactly what it is,
As long
but
as
it
it's
is
not,
good enough to confuse me and confound me and my master.
as long as it's not something like that thing that attacked my men in that secret facility, should be fine.
All things are possible in situations like this, Aiden.
Right then.
So is this some kind of sky access? What is this area here? Like, is there something
it's-
connecting the two buildings?
It seems like there is like sort of bridge, somewhat like there's glass all around, and as you are going to be essentially, I'm gonna say, are you just gonna action rush in?
So this is the bridge and there's some cover on the bridge.
Yes.
Our greatest friend, chest-high walls.
You see, like essentially, you see like three priests talking to what appears to be somebody in ornate robes. It's this guy. It's like, we have nearly broken through. Ensure that no more distractions from those paladins happen. And as they spot you, essentially it's so open there's no way you could hide. Master, take care of them. And he basically heads off. Please roll me combat.
I don't think there's a check for that.
The combat skill.
Combat, much wow.
If you roll 20, you're just doing the fight.
Why are all of my rolls today Garbogio?
Right. He is gonna do what he has trained you to do this entire time. Mind thrust.
Yeah.
A pelvic thrust.